May marks Mental Health Awareness Month. And today on ARC Las Vegas, we're putting a spotlight on the struggles of our everyday heroes, first responders, because it's estimated that 30% of them develop behavioral health conditions, including depression and PTSD. And we bring in Al Eskenazi, the founder of the Community Police Relations Foundation, here this morning on ARC Las Vegas. Al, thanks for being with us. The biggest problem right now for law enforcement is what?
The biggest problem right now for law enforcement is societal acceptance and, just recognizing what they do on a daily basis without ever asking race, creed, color, sexual orientation. They just show up to help. What is part of the fabric of our community? Most of these officers today are actually from the communities, grew up wanting to serve. And that's who we are, who our law enforcement officers today, represent. So
what aren't we recognizing most then, Al? Are we just not understanding of the difficulties of the job?
Well, the job is difficult enough. You get a call at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. You're an officer, and you're alone in your car, and you respond to the call. You don't ask race, creed, color, sexual orientation, as I said. You just ask the address, and you show up to help. And you walk in, and all of a sudden there's a subject that beat a woman and a baby, a real case, and you subdue the subject. Now you have to tend to the wounded. How do you then afterward get up, go home like nothing happened to your spouse, your children? So, our societal obligation is to support those that support us. And it just seems to have, while it's happening in the communities, it's not being shown enough. When I go out to communities, and I only go out to the most distressed communities, we find that communities want and enjoy having their police officers participate with them. And yet, it's not being covered enough.
You brought up sort of a pretty traumatic example there. Do you think we're just not understanding about that daily trauma they're experiencing?
Well, we're looking at it from our lens, not an officer's or a firefighter's lens. These are not one-off experiences. Officers face trauma, depending on the area they're in, multiple times per week, if not more. And that's over the months, the years, the entire career. Society needs to understand what life is like for them. I have an officer call me, a command staff officer called me at 11:40 at night, 8 p.m., saying, "Al, I'm so upset." "Why are you upset?" "My kid calls me up tonight and says he's not going to school tomorrow." "Well, what's the matter?" "He's being bullied because his father's a law enforcement officer." Now, this particular officer, he works undercover for narcotics, for human trafficking, child exploitation programs. He's helping our society, and yet his son is not able to go to school because he's afraid of being bullied because of his father's occupation. Without law enforcement and military, where would we be in our society?
I think the statistics show, Al, that there were more officers who died by suicide more than in the line of duty on the job. So,
and that's a yearly figure.
Yeah.
It's underreported, by the way.
Right.
The statistics you're looking at are very, very underreported because they're only taking 22 of the larger police departments. The smaller police departments have it even tougher. Imagine they're short-handed, short on opportunity to pay well. And so these officers that are on duty are doing 2 shifts. They're doing double shifts. They're doing shifts more frequently with less days off. And the propensity for contemplated suicide is much, much higher.
So what help are they not getting, Al? What more needs to be done?
Well, the help amongst command staff is great. They're doing everything they can with short resources. We brought in a program called CPR Foundation, and we put through 6,600 police officers and firefighters so far in about 3.5 years. The program is a cathartic program. It's not a 1 hour on the couch. It's 30, 40 officers getting together for 5 straight days. That's 40 hours a week. That chief has to give up an officer for 5 days, short staff as they are, but it's a cathartic program that really gets to the core of trauma. We don't like post-traumatic stress disorder. We believe in post-traumatic growth. And as a result of that, now, as of last October, we are able to have 2 responders go to that in the example I gave you, the 2:30 a.m. example, that officer now can pick up a phone and call for a peer-to-peer certified responder to show up on scene with them. We want to deal with trauma at the point of trauma, not 6 months or a year or so later. Communities can help. Media is the biggest asset we have. Putting out events. We do events, 2-3 events every week in somewhere in the country. But we don't have media coming out to show the good events. We had one bullet shot in the air, you can bet there'd be 3 trucks and 2 helicopters out there. But for the good stuff, we have basketball programs that are through the police officers. Baseball programs. We have home run derbies in Newark, New Jersey. We're doing another home run derby. We'll have 700 people turn out to that. No media turns out. And we have police are responding in community affairs like never before. Never before. And command staff is wonderful. So society, you see an officer, give them a wave, say hello, say thank you for your service. We appreciate what you do. We understand. And media, pick up some of the positivity every week, every day that goes on. That would be the best thing that we could see happening.
Well, we appreciate you enlightening us here on our media here in Las Vegas there, Al. Thank you so much. The website, communitypolicerelationsfoundation.org. Al Eskenazi, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
God bless. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.